What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel Casper's Kicks once again. Appreciate y'all for stopping in and checking out the channel as always. So today for y'all, I did want to do a how to cop video over these bad boys right here. Of course, if y'all haven't seen my review already, this is the Air Jordan 1 University Blue, Air Jordan 1 UNC, so whatever you want to call them. They are set to drop this Saturday, July 22nd. So like I mentioned, I wanted to just go through the different ways that these will be releasing, and then give y'all my opinion on the resale prediction. I haven't done a how to cop video in a minute, so I was like, this will be a great shoe to do one on, just because there seems to be a lot of interest in these, and I'm sure a lot of people will be going for them, even with the high stock numbers that are reported to be for this shoe. So like I mentioned, just gonna go through this, talk about the different sites that are releasing, and then go on from there. So of course, last week we did have the shock drop over the Air Jordan 1 University Blue, and on that shock drop there is rumored to be, I believe, like 108,000 men's pairs. Of course, they had GS and everything else, but we're looking at, from what I've heard, there are probably about another 100,000 or so that are set to release on the Sneakers app this upcoming Saturday. So there will be a good amount of shoes that will be releasing, but I will tell y'all, even like when I tried on the shock drop, I had no luck on the shock drop for men's pairs. So just because it seems like they have a high number of pairs on the Sneakers app for this upcoming Saturday, be wary, just because you never know how easy it will be to hit, especially depending on what size you go for. Like, I'm an 11.5, so it's always hit or miss trying to get 11.5s on the Sneakers app. So just a word of caution, just kind of be aware. But they will have a full size run on sneakers. They got men's, GS, preschool, toddler, and I believe infant as well. Men's will be 180, and then I believe GS is like 150, 140, 150, somewhere in that range for the GS price. So if you're gonna try on sneakers, good luck. I would recommend that you not rely on sneakers alone. There are other methods that you can use. You can do some of the raffles for the stores, which I'll talk about in just a second, or you can try online. Either way, I just wouldn't recommend trying one site, especially when we have all these other raffles that you can enter, and be prepared leading up to Saturday, just so you know. So in my opinion, sneakers should be like one of those last-ditch efforts leading up into the weekend if you didn't hit on a raffle at any of the local stores in your area. Now, mentioning the local stores in your area, so today is July 19th when I'm recording this video. I'm releasing it on July 20th. So today we had exclusive access for Finish Line, and that was for the in-store pairs. And they had men's and GS. So for the men's, the price on the point that you have to spend, it was 1,500 points for a men's pair, and then 500 points for a GS pair, which I believe is pretty normal when it comes to JD and Finish Line in-store. I was able to hit on a men's pair in my size at my local store. I was a little worried because it did take, I think it took like a little over 20 minutes for me to get onto the JD desktop in order to go and purchase or just go and enter for my size and reserve it. But luckily, once I got in, it ran smoothly, and so I was able to go in. And it was funny, like, my store had pretty much a full size run when I finally got in after 20 minutes. They still had a ton of pairs on, or just like they had the full size run on there. So obviously they're getting a good amount of pairs at my local store. I've heard mixed reactions from some people who said their sizes were sold out when they finally got in. So it really just kind of depends on your store. I know my local store is one of the bigger JDs in the area, so they end up getting a lot of pairs for different Jordans that do come out. But that was today on the 19th. The day I'm releasing this video is on the 20th. We are supposed to be getting shipped pairs today on exclusive access for JD and Finish Line. I think I'm going to release this video a little earlier than I normally do, but if you're watching it before the ship happens, it should be, I believe, like 9 Central Time, 10 Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. I believe that's the time frame they usually do it. If it doesn't happen, then just kind of be aware and be watching, follow Soul Links on Twitter and turn on their tweet notifications, or just the other sneaker sites on Twitter, just to kind of get an idea of when that exclusive access is happening on the JD app, JD and Finish Line app. But it should be somewhere in the morning during that time frame. So just like I mentioned, keep an eye out. If it's not at 9 Central Time, 10 Eastern Time, just kind of pay attention. But I would expect the prices to be the same when they're 1,500 for a men's pair, 500 for a GS pair, and just make sure you have points on your account. If you don't already, it's probably too late, but it's okay. There will be other options for y'all to cop these pairs. So continuing on, the other one that does happen today is the Hibbett raffle. Now, Hibbett's raffle is open right now, and they will close the raffle at 11 a.m. Central Time today. So if you are watching this video and haven't gone to enter on Hibbett, go do that right now. Literally pause the video and go enter on Hibbett so you can get your reservation in. But they have men's, GS, they had everything on Hibbett that you can enter for the raffle. So go on there. Make sure you do that before 11 a.m. Central Time on July 20th, because that's when the raffle will close. It will close in, and then they will do the drawing. And of course, if you entered on Hibbett, then you know they'll let you know if you won the pair. You go in and confirm the pair and then go on from there. So that's Hibbett. And then the other one, of course, that is releasing is the Flex app. And this, I feel like I haven't entered for a shoe on Flex app in a minute, which it's been a couple months just because I haven't been buying shoes heavy like that. But Flex does have their reservations open. For me, it did pop up with the men's pairs and then the GS pairs for the Flex app. So go enter those raffles. I believe Flex should close on Friday. I want to say at 5 Central Time. It's either 4, I think it's 4 Central Time, 5 Eastern Time. And then, of course, they'll let you know if you hit like the hour after. And it may be 3 Central Time, 4 Eastern Time. I don't remember the exact time, but just go enter now. Don't wait till the last minute to try and enter for these. Like I mentioned, there's going to be a lot of people going for these pairs. You just never know how easy it's going to be to cop. And then outside of those, of course, you have like DTLR. Then you have those other online shops, Shoe Palace, Nice Kicks. All those places will have them. I believe Nordstrom should have them as well. If y'all are familiar with trying to cop on Nordstrom's, y'all know it's not easy to cop on Nordstrom's. I normally don't try just because it's a little bit harder. If I do one of the Shopify sites, normally I try for DTLR. That's the one that I have the most experience with, and usually I do pretty well with copying a pair. Shoe Palace and Nice Kicks, I really don't try. I just don't have the best of luck with those. So I tend to stick away from them. DTLR is always hit or miss with the time for when things drop. Sometimes it's right on the dot, or sometimes it's a little delayed. So if they don't drop right at 9 Central Time on Saturday, just kind of pay attention to the website and just keep refreshing the page until you see the sizes load. Now, everything should be dropping at 9 Central Time, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. All sites should go live around that time. So it's going to be kind of hectic trying to cop on there, but just have a setup going. If you know where you're going to try and cop, kind of have those tabs open. Like you can have the one JD and Finish Line tab open. You can have your sneakers on your devices, however many you're going to be using. You could have DTLR open as well. So there's just various things that you can do just to make sure you have your setup correct come Saturday. Now, if you have any local shops in your area, of course, they'll be doing their raffles. You just have to check their either Instagram or however they normally do their raffles for Jordans. Make sure you check your local shops just to be able to put in your raffle entry for those. And then going back to sneakers for the last thing, sneakers is not going to be a draw. It's not going to be that 10-minute draw. It's going to be the let everyone order Leo method, where you just go in right when the time hits and then you're able to enter for your size. So don't slack off on sneakers. Like I mentioned, it's just a lot of people are going to be on there trying to do the same thing. So just make sure you get in there quick. You're able to enter for your size, and then you can go and do whatever else you need to do on the other sites that you have pulled up. But my biggest recommendation would be to get a plan and then go from there. Like for me, my normal plan is Hibbett and DTLR. I try to hit those first, and then I'll jump over to sneakers, and then I'll jump over to Finish Line and JD and try to cop in that order on those sites, and just, like I mentioned, go in progression. But that is my normal plan of action for when I'm trying to cop sneakers. So hopefully it's not too difficult of a cop when it does come to Saturday, and even just getting the raffle reservations that you may enter over these next couple of days. Now, when it comes to resale prediction, this one is very interesting for this shoe. Normally, you would think this shoe would do very well resale-wise before the drop, but honestly, they are very low. They're probably like $10 to $20 over retail right now for most sizes. So I'm really kind of confused and unsure on how well this shoe will do. Like I mentioned, right now about $20 to $30 over retail, but I can see them going up slightly after the drop, just because people are going to be wanting pairs after they drop. So it'll be one of those things. It's just a weird shoe, just to kind of decide if you want to invest in. Like I mentioned, I can see it going up, but I think it'll be more of a long-term hold for this shoe. If you're trying to do like quick investments, you could probably flip locally for a little bit of money, but if you're trying to like heavy invest in these, I would only do so if you have the capital to hold on to the shoe and just kind of wait a year or two, maybe 3 years for the shoe to go up in price. Because right now I just don't see see it. I really don't see it going up. Especially, this is the third UNC colorway we've gotten over the past couple years. So, you know, you get to the point of maybe an oversaturation of Jordan 1s with the UNC colorway. It's just a lot of factors right now. Shoe market isn't doing as hot as it normally would be doing for something like this. So it's really hit or miss. But if y'all decide to invest in these, let me know what your plan of action is for investing in these. Are you going to hold on to them for a while? Are you going to quick flip them? What are you planning to do? I think for me, I'll probably end up quick flipping them. I invested in the Taxi 1s, and that investment just is very stagnant right now. So I feel like it could be the same for this one, since it's another black toe, but this is just a UNC colorway. But let me know what y'all plan on doing with these. If you're planning on holding them long term, if you're going to quick flip them, or if you're just going to be copying for personal like me and just going on about your business and moving on to the next shoe. But as always, that is all I have for this video. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. Go and subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button, turn on the notification bell so you can stay up to date when I post new content. If you're going for the UNC toes or the University Blue ones this weekend, good luck. Hopefully you're able to cop. Hopefully you're able to get a personal pair if that's what you're going for. But hopefully y'all enjoy the rest of y'all week. Stay safe and stay blessed. And I'll catch y'all in the next video.